bachula chula, batatu bachula chula, bane bachula chula, basano bachula chula, bachula mutanga chula, bachula sine lugari chula, bachula sine konse konse chula, bachula babula chula, bachula ikumi chula, bale toloka, ati tolo.
They came from 7 nations, 10,000 teachers. But this gathering did not begin in Livingstone. The year was 2007 at Zambezi Source Lodge in Kabwe, Zambia. 17 years ago, teacher union leaders from across Southern Africa gathered with a shared vision to unite under one umbrella of solidarity, advocacy and cultural exchange. From that meeting, the Association for Non-Aligned Teacher Unions of Southern Africa was born, ANTUSA. 7 founding nations, 1 mission, 1 vision, 1 umbrella, 1 belief that teachers united can shape a region. This is the story of ANTUSA and the 17th Games that brought Southern Africa together.
Long live ANTUSA, long live! We are ANTUSA, an association of non-aligned teacher unions of Southern Africa. It is very fortunate that today we are all back in the land of our birth because ANTUSA was born here in Zambia. These, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, had a very long meeting on the 25th of December 2007. If you notice, that was on a Christmas day. They had no Christmas because they were pregnant with ANTUSA. And then on the 29th of December, the very same 2007, a declaration was signed in Kabwe.
Over the years, ANTUSA has grown into a vibrant platform where teacher welfare, professional growth and regional cooperation are championed. At the heart of this movement are the ANTUSA Games. Cultural and sports festivals, known as the ANTUSA Games, became the association's signature event. Here, teachers compete not for the medals alone, but for comradeship. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, resilience. Culture connects teachers to their identity, heritage, and values. 17 years after Kabwe, the 17th session of the ANTUSA Games returned to Zambia. This time to the tourist capital of Livingstone with the theme Quality-Free Public Education, a must for sustainable development in the SADC region. Hosting the event was the Basic Teachers Union of Zambia, BETUS. As the local union body,
as BETUS, we are honored that we could be given an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment when it comes to sponsoring events which promote the wellness of our members. We are very much aware of the burnout that teachers undergo as they carry out their activities. So events of this nature are so close to our principles as BETUS.
We want to thank the SASA for this initiative of promoting wellness in our teachers. The activity started in Lusaka, followed by Copper Belt, and the baton was handed over to Southern Province.
Every time we have a teachers marathon or teachers expo, we have what we call aerobics, which is an activity that we set to make the people aware of this event.
The race that I registered in is the 10 kilometers run, and so I'm trying to keep fit.
Indeed, teachers, they deserve this. The energy they gave at the end of the day, believe me, it was awesome.
For 4 days, Livingstone became a village of educators. From Wednesday's aerobics and education expo to Saturday's ceremony, the city pulsed with the energy of 10,000 teachers.
It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to Southern Province, and in particular to the tourism capital of Zambia, Livingstone, for the 17th session of the ANTUSA Festival. And I thank the organizers for choosing Livingstone, for choosing Southern Province as your host city. Now that you have taken care of your physical wellness, you are physically fit to explore the scenic views of the Mosotunya Shungu na Mtitima, the world's greatest sheet of falling water.
And then the Education Expo.
We are proud to support initiatives that are fostering holistic development. This Education Expo has proven to be a critical platform where education institutions and teachers interact to enhance teaching skills, promote wellness and physical fitness, and showcase local tourism. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the teachers run perfectly aligns with our national vision for a health and active population. A health teacher is an effective teacher, and physical fitness is the foundation of mental agility and resilience. By supporting this run, we are not just promoting a sporting event, we are championing a lifestyle that combats non-communicable diseases and builds the stamina required to shape young minds.
We are not going to expose too much of agriculture related, but we'll sample some of the areas. But we want to expose the prominent members of the society who have passed in our hands in our schools.
The thunderous smoke of Shungu na Mtitima, Victoria Falls, provided a majestic backdrop for the ANTUSA Teachers Marathon. Over 10,000 educators took their marks. Musanza teachers ran alongside colleagues from other provinces of Zambia. Saturday morning, the 17th ANTUSA Games awaited its final guest. At exactly 10:35, President Hakainde Hichilema touched down in Livingstone. He was received by 3 cabinet ministers, the Southern Province Minister, senior government officials, and a thunderous crowd of ordinary Zambians. From the airport, the president proceeded directly to the ANTUSA Games venue. A jubilant crowd arose to interact with President Hakainde Hichilema. These were teachers from across the SADC region, gathered in Livingstone for the ANTUSA Games. And then the head of state spoke, not from the script, but from the heart.
May I also indicate that what you're doing as ANTUSA, you may not see it visibly. Your eyes, you may not feel it, but you're doing a great thing to bring our teaching fraternity together, to unite our people, our teachers, teaching fraternity. Solidarity is extremely important in anything that we do. I'm here to tell you that without teachers, without you, the teachers, the teaching providers, many of us would have been in the village. See what you have done to this fellow. Took him out of the village, taught him something, took him to university here and outside this country, and see what you produce. This fellow here is an example of what teachers can do to communities. I would have never been head of state without going through the hands of a teacher.
The president reaffirmed his commitment to protecting the free education policy to protect the future generation.
When we took up office, public office, courtesy of the people of Zambia, God's will, we walked the talk. And today, even those that were saying it was not possible to deliver free education because there were no resources, they are enjoying, their children are going to school free of charge, even those that were arguing. That's the beauty of providing what is called a public good. Education is a public good. But we do not see it as a privilege. We see it as a necessity, as the barest necessity for all our children. So I want to say to you that we will take this agenda to the region, to the continent, and to the UN table, as I've said. But more importantly, I want to confirm what Yasinkala has said, that we are legislating to make free education law. In future, we do not want somebody taking this office with a weird idea that you can develop a country without educated citizenry. No. So we will pass the legislation, we'll make sure that members of parliament who already are themselves are beneficiaries of education have no reason not to pass this legislation. So I can confirm with you that free education will become law in a couple of months from now.
As the country fosters enhanced access to quality education, the president also championed the need to end early marriages and return out-of-school girls back to school.
One of the aspects, the elements of the offering of free education is the re-entry program to bring girls who get pregnant along the way back to school once they've weaned their child. No girl child should be kept away from completing their program of education because they've gotten pregnant. Of course, we don't encourage them to get pregnant, but in case that mistake happens, this government, this country, will bring such girls back to school so they can complete their school. And that will help in keeping them away from early marriages.
As key partners in fostering quality education, President Hichilema called for enhanced collaboration among teachers' unions to strengthen the sector and improve learning outcomes.
The well-being of teachers is very important, and that's why I encourage what I call a mature relationship. Teachers, unions are partners with the government like ours. And you are fortunate to have a guy like me who understands the importance, your importance. I want to say, Yasinkala, take advantage of this president. Dialogue with this president and the government, ministry and associated, Ministry of Education and associated ministries, technology, infrastructure, local government. All of this, I want us to deepen our dialogue. And State House, as you know, I've said, is a people's State House. We've opened State House to all of you. Of course, come in an organized way so that we can deliberate on how to further improve the teaching and learning environment. Very, very important. And that's why dialogue is a hallmark of what this government is doing. And I want to confirm here that nothing is outside the dialogue table. Any challenges you face are for dialogue. No exclusions. Everything is included. And that's a principle, it's a philosophical principle. Any issues that the teaching fraternity, learning teaching environment needs to be addressed, let's deal with those issues. Let's sit on the table. I'm not a believer in, as you know, street resolution of issues. I'm a believer in sitting together. And so it's very important that we can assemble in this way under the auspices of ANTUSA. But really, I take this opportunity and use it to indicate our availability to work with you, the teachers, to continually improve our environment, the environment under which we operate. I also ask you to be united. There are various unions, Betus, yes, there are other unions. You need to work in unison. You'll deliver more value for your members that way.
The unions acknowledge the need for coordination, commending President Hichilema for prioritizing education and supporting the growth of the sector.
Mr. President, sir, in the long history of ANTUSA, never before has a Republican president graced our session. This marks a historic milestone, not only for Zambia, but for the region. It affirms the importance of dialogue between leadership and the teaching profession. We recognize your commitment to education and your respect for teachers. Mr. President, sir, under your leadership, we have witnessed unprecedented investment in the education sector. In your own words, you boldly declared that education is no longer a social sector, but rather an economic sector. This redefinition has inspired us to see education not merely as a service, but as the very engine of national development. As Betuls, we remain committed to engaging and collaborating with the leadership in advancing the education agenda.
The darker the sky, the brighter the stars. That's how I start. The darker the sky, the brighter the stars. To some of you, it might have sounded like it was a dark period when President Hichilema came. And I believe, little did you know that the stars were coming on to be so bright. And the scorecard is displayed in front of you today. Our team president, quality free public education, a must for sustainable development in the SADC region. Now we know that in Zambia, free education is there, and in some countries in the SADC region.
The president's support towards skills development through CDF was also highlighted.
The initiative has enhanced access, equity, and participation in skills training. The CDF Skills Bursary is now a reality. Its impact is clearly evidenced here at Libes. At Maramba Market, we visited another beneficiary who has established a plumbing enterprise, integrating both service provisions and supply chain functions while employing 4 fellow graduates from this institution. We have also recorded a graduate who, through your bursary support, has excelled in industry and was recognized the best employee of the year 2025 at First Quantum Minerals, FQM.
On behalf of all newly recruited teachers, that is more than 45,000 newly recruited teachers, I say thank you. Your Excellency, thank you for believing in us, for valuing education, and for providing that opportunity that transformed lives and uplift the nation. May God bless you, and may He continue to guide your leadership as you build a greater Zambia.
The 17th ANTUSA Games closed not with medals, but with a handshake, a promise, a commitment to dialogue. 10,000 teachers, 7 nations, 4 days, from Kabwe 2007 to Livingstone 2026. ANTUSA has grown. But the mission remains the same: quality free public education for every child in Southern Africa. The games are over. The dialogue has begun, because every child in Lusaka, Harare, Havron, Maseru, Windhoek, Pretoria is waiting, and teachers united will never stop running.
Chula chula, bataki bachula chula, bane bachula chula.